A big week for our very own James Bracey, because the Perth Bears, they are officially in the competition. And Brace, he's been everywhere. He's been over in Perth for the announcement. He's been at the pub celebrating. He's been doing stories. Apparently, he might even be on the board. Well,
he'd be the first person I'd go to. What a great representation of your club, James Bracey. You know, not only, you know, he shows his love for the game all the time, but he's always been a diehard and never stopped for the Bears. And you can see some of those blokes in the background, especially Greg Florimo. They've just been relentless.
Billy Moore.
Relentless in sort of trying to find a way to get the Bears back into the game. And they've actually gone to Perth. Most of the games will be played in Perth, but they'll have a great support base here. So, you know, congratulations.
I think that's where the game have got it right. They got it right with the Dolphins because there was already a real passion for the Dolphins in north of Brisbane. And the Bears, you can see through James Bracey, Billy Moore, Greg Florimo, there's already a real passion for this club. There's a market for it over in Perth, but the club has already got a bit of history behind it, so they can lean on that. They can lean on the support. But yeah, I think it's going to be wonderful, and they've only got a year and a half. Do you think the Bears should have an exemption to talk to players right now? Or should they have to wait like everyone else to November 1? I think there should be an exemption for the Bears to actually start talking to players and get a bit of a head start.
Well, Wayne
said
they
will.
Wayne said there shouldn't be because the Dolphins didn't get it.
Yeah. But I think Dolphins, actually talking about the identity, they're already sitting in Brisbane, a bit different to sitting in Perth. Yeah. Talking about having a chairman from Perth and a CEO from Perth. So already your two main men or women are sitting, you know, a couple of thousand Ks away. So it is a little bit different to the Dolphins, I believe.
I think you just need to give them a bit of a leg up to get started. And just because it didn't happen to the Dolphins doesn't mean that it's correct. I think if you're going to start a new club, you've got to give them every opportunity to set themselves up and start their career as on a positive note.
What about for the coach? We mentioned a couple of weeks ago that it looks like Brad Arthur will get the gig, and the fact that the NRL said they want to name the coach within 3 weeks suggests that Brad Arthur is the front runner, despite the fact that Sam Burgess has said he is also very keen on the job, Joe.
You've got the experience of Brad Arthur. He's had success in all ages and in the NRL. And then you've got this bloke who any young forward in the competition would love to be coached and mentored from Sam Burgess. So either or is a win-win. Sam's doing some great things at the Warrington Wolves, but I think Brad Arthur will get the job. Great experience. Yeah, it's exciting. I think Brad would be a good choice, or Sam would be a good choice, but I think Brad will get it.
In terms of recruitment, whether or not they get the exemption, but in terms of, Billy, where they look, there were suggestions that they'd be targeting South African rugby union players. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I'd be starting in the NRL. I'd be starting at the top and getting some quality from the NRL. Sure, you're going to have to look elsewhere. There's another 30 spots in the NRL up for grabs now, and that's going to dilute some of the NRL teams, but you're going to have to look left field to fill maybe your spots from 20 to 30, but you've got to get your top-class players, and I think that's what the Dolphins did. They've got players at their club that started the standard of the footy club, and that's why they've been held in good stead over the last couple of years.
The other thing is they've got to get their own pathway set up. There's a competition in Perth and Western Australia. It's pretty good competition. I think they're up around 4,000. I'll get this number and I'll find out more. Melbourne's now gone over to over 5,000. So the growth in Victoria has been incredible just because of the storm. But a lot of the money that you get is actually going to stay in Western Australia. And Roger Cook was pretty adamant of that, the Premier, when he was talking about the Perth Bears, and that'll be into facilities, pathways, promotion of the game, all the stuff that you need to actually get the people to come and watch it, and also the quality to come through. So the one thing we're going to look forward to is seeing a better competition over there, better facilities, you know, just more teams, more clubs. That'll be the secret to getting better. And you can see there's a lot more Melbourne players coming through now, the system. You look at Fa'alongo and a few different players coming through now. Yep, so it'll work. And given the support of the government, it'll be good. It's a good place. It suits our, from a timeline point of view, being able to play day games, more day games. We all cry out for that. This is the perfect venue for day games. So can't wait.
Exciting times ahead and a big few months ahead, that is for sure.